Hey, it's Jason Wirch from frugalforless.com, and I'm excited to be here with you today to go over launching your blog with your domain, hosting, and WordPress. So after the first video, you're probably more familiar with what a domain is. But what if you're not sure what hosting and WordPress are all about? So not to worry, we're going to literally hold your hand step by step so that you don't need any technical know-how or experience to complete this tutorial and have your blog launched and ready to go. By the end of this video, you're gonna have your blog set up and running online. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we'll be covering in today's video. So the first thing we're gonna cover is what is hosting and what is WordPress, free hosting versus paid hosting and how they differ, using HostGator to launch your blog and why we prefer this hosting provider over other services, installing WordPress on your site, and action steps, clear steps that you can take after this tutorial so you know exactly what to do to get your blog up. So let's start off with some basic technical knowledge. So every single website out there has what is called a domain and hosting. So we mentioned in the last video that a domain is the URL of a site. So you can think of a domain like the address or the map to a house. It tells you where to go and how to get there. Now you can think of the host as the actual house itself. A host is a computer or a server where all of your web files are stored. The domain guides you to the host, and once you arrive, the host serves up these files and displays your website. Now you can get a website up on the web with just a domain and hosting, but if that's all you have, it's most likely going to result in a blank page. And without any technical knowledge, it's going to be difficult to make any changes. So that's why we're going to install WordPress on our hosting platform. So WordPress is essentially a piece of software that makes it much easier to manage your blog with a user-friendly interface and user-friendly features. So you can think of WordPress as the operating system to your blog. So like on my MacBook, for example, I currently have the Mac OS installed, and this makes it really easy for me to drag and drop, open up applications, and create files. You can think of WordPress as pretty much being more or less the same. Now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about free hosting versus paid hosting. So before I begin, I just want to say, yes, there are free hosting plans out there, and the truth is you don't have to pay a single cent to launch a blog online. However, we don't recommend doing so in almost any occasion due to the large amount of disadvantages out there to free hosting. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few. So here is what free hosting generally offers. Usually when you register with free hosting, there's some weird extension in the domain name and you don't really have control of it. So for example, if you use WordPress's free hosting, it's going to be yoursitename.wordpress.com. So they're going to place that WordPress in there. And worst of all is that you actually don't own the domain. There's little to no customer support. So since the service is being provided for free, it's most likely that there's going to be almost no customer support staff or very little at all. So if you have any technical issues, don't expect free hosting to help you resolve any of them. It's going to be incredibly slow. So since the platform is free, they aren't going to want to pay for a lot of resources to make it incredibly fast since they're not going to make a profit this way. You will also expect some unwanted ads. So in exchange for offering you a free service, a free hosting plan may place random ads on your site in order to make some extra money. But the worst part is that you might not have any control of where these ads are placed, and they can make your site look pretty terrible and unprofessional. There's also just too many limitations, and what I mean exactly by this is by disk space and bandwidth. So you can only upload a certain amount of images or videos due to restrictions on space. Also, if you end up receiving a lot of traffic and the host is using up too many resources, it just could cause your site to completely crash. There's also a lack of features, so it's going to be that much more difficult to make any customizations to your site. And if you want to install WordPress, you're most likely going to need some technical knowledge in order to do so. On the other hand, here's what paid hosting generally offers. So you get customer support, and most plans are available 24/7, so you can reach out to them at any time of the day with any technical issues. And you're going to have a much faster website as well. Now this is important because it means the user experience for your audience is just going to be that much better since things are going to be working that much more quickly. Furthermore, I just want to mention that site speed is actually known to be a Google ranking factor. And what I mean by this is that meaning faster sites tend to rank higher in Google, assuming all else things are equal. So it's becoming more and more important. There's going to be no ads like you'd receive with free hosting. You own your own domain. You have control of what the domain is called, and you can easily transfer it to a new host later on if you decide to change. You have much more customization. So if you want to make any changes to your site, it's going to be that much more easy. And it's monetizable, so you can choose your methods of monetization. You have much more disk space, so you probably won't need to worry about uploading images or videos as much. The server is going to be much more secure, so the hosting provider is most likely going to have some safety features installed on there automatically. And the most important is that there's room to grow. So if you want to actually treat your blog like a business, and that's probably why you're most likely here, is to make some extra money with your blog, you need to get paid hosting. It will give you the necessary tools and resources you need to start making money. So let's say your blog becomes popular and starts getting a lot of traffic. A paid hosting plan is going to be able to keep up with this and immediately offer you an upgrade to another plan for additional traffic if needed. A free hosting plan, on the other hand, has the ability to easily crash and just not provide you with what you need. In order to get a strong foundation, we suggest you start with a paid hosting since it's going to make your life that much easier. If you decide to use a site builder website such as Wix or other free hosting plans, it's going to cause you a ton of headaches in the future. So I just say, trust me on this when I say that you should always go with paid hosting if you want to take your blogging business in the least bit serious. Every successful blogger that I've ever met uses a paid hosting plan, and with good reason. Now, if you're really strapped for cash and just can't afford it, we get it. You can start with a free hosting plan, but move to a paid hosting plan as soon as you possibly can. When it comes to paid hosting, we love HostGator. So let's go over why we recommend using HostGator as your hosting service. They have great customer support and they're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And out of the few times that I've actually chatted with them, they're usually available within just a few minutes and they're extremely patient with any issues that I've ever encountered. They also have one-click WordPress installation. So WordPress already comes integrated with your HostGator hosting package, and with one single click, you can install WordPress to your site at no additional cost. This makes it super easy. It's incredibly easy to get started. They literally walk you through the process step by step, but we'll be doing that in this video as well to help you along. You get a free domain name. So you get a free domain name automatically when you register with HostGator at no cost. There's also a free site migration and installs. If you ever need to move your site from a previous host, they offer this service at no cost. It's easy to upgrade, so if you need to change your plan due to increased traffic, you can usually do so within a couple of minutes by contacting customer support or simply making a few changes on the HostGator dashboard. You get a domain name email address. So for example, instead of having mypetreptiles@gmail.com, I could have jason@mypetreptiles.com or marketing@mypetreptiles.com or something along those lines. You also get a free SSL certificate. So if you're not familiar with what this is, SSL is a security protocol to help protect your site. So you've probably noticed that on a few sites, you can see HTTPS:// with the lock symbol next to it. That's because it has SSL. Without SSL installed, your site would only say HTTP:// without the S, making your site less secure. So HostGator provides this security measure for free, which is actually known to be another Google ranking factor, meaning that assuming all else is equal, sites with SSL or HTTPS will actually rank higher than sites in Google that don't have HTTPS. But one last thing that SSL actually does is that it makes your audience trust your site more because it's going to be seen as more secure with a lock symbol in there. And if you didn't understand any of that, that's okay. Just know that your site should have SSL and HostGator gives it to you absolutely free. HostGator is also incredibly cheap, and to be honest, this is actually the main reason I started with them, but it turned out that they worked out really well for me in the long run. And I just want to say that when you sign up with our link, you get up to a 60% discount depending on your plan, bringing your hosting plan down to as little as $275 per month. We do get a commission when you use our affiliate code, but it's at no extra cost to you. You aren't paying extra by using our link. In this case, you can think of it as a win-win situation. You get a large discount on your hosting package when using our link, and we get a commission for referring you to their service. Now let's go ahead and actually get you setting up your blog. This process shouldn't take more than 10 minutes or so, and again, if you're worried about not having any technical knowledge, don't worry, as the process is incredibly simple, and I'll also walk you through the process step by step, just as if I were installing a blog for the first time. So you can go ahead by clicking the link to HostGator in the description below. Using this link will automatically enter a coupon code for you at checkout that gives you up to 60% off, so you don't have to worry about placing this in. Alright, so I went ahead and clicked the link, and here I am on the HostGator homepage. I can go ahead and click this Get Started button below. Let's scroll down to see their hosting plans, and as a new blogger, all you really need is this Hatchling plan on the left here. So go ahead and click Buy Now, and they literally walk you through the process step by step. So let's go ahead and get started. We already chose our domain name, so I'm going to type that in, petreptiletrainer.com. You don't need to enter in the .com, and it's free for the first year. And now we can choose a hosting plan. So like we mentioned, we chose the Hatchling plan, so leave that. And we probably want to go with the 12 months as a new blogger since we're just getting started. So click on that. Keep in mind that the longer you sign up for HostGator, the bigger discount you get. So I need to choose a username. I'm just going to use my first and last name. And then a security pin. So this security pin is just used to help verify your identity in case you need to contact customer support. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. And enter in your billing information. So enter in your email, your first and last name, your phone number, your address, and your payment information here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now, but I'm not gonna show my personal information on the screen with you guys. Okay, I went ahead and entered in my billing information and my payment information, and now we go down to add additional services. So you'll see there's quite a few services here available that are extra. To be honest, you don't need any of these, and you'll see the first one that says SSL certificate. That's just an upgrade to a different certificate, but keep in mind that you do get SSL for free with your site. So leave that unchecked and go ahead and uncheck all of these. So let's go ahead and scroll down, and here we can see that we need to enter in a coupon code. This coupon code will be entered in automatically for you if you click the link below, and we can see that it's automatically applied to our package here. So we get a discount of $53.99 using our coupon code. So that's a pretty good deal. So let's go ahead and scroll down, and we can go ahead and click this box, and when you get a chance, go ahead and read over their terms of service and cancellation policy and privacy policy. So go ahead and click check out now. So give HostGator a minute or so to set up your site. All right, so that process is finally finished. Now we just need to fill out a quick 5-question survey. So I'm going to quickly fill this out. Okay, and do you want to start creating your website? Let's do it. Great, so I'm going to scroll down and click on Set Up WordPress right now. Okay, so I'm here on this site and I need to select my domain, petreptiletrainer.com. Don't worry, you don't need to pay for any of these things to set up WordPress. You can do it for free. Leave this directory here blank and hit next. So I'm going to come up with a blog title, Pet Reptile Trainer. My admin username, Jason Wirch. My first name, Jason, last name, Wirch. And my admin email, so frugalforless@gmail.com. So go ahead and agree to the terms of service agreement and leave this box checked here. So I click that and I hit install and give HostGator a little bit of time to install WordPress to your site. And that's it. That should take just about 10 seconds or so and the installation is complete. So here we can see that it's installed to petreptiletrainer.com and my username is Jason Wirch and my password here. So go ahead and save this information in a safe place because you don't want to lose it. You can always get it back, but it's just better if you save it now. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick screenshot. Great, now I have that information saved. Before we go ahead and click on log in, we need to actually verify our information. So you should receive an email from HostGator that says important, verify your contact information. So if we scroll down, we see that the affected domain name is Pet Reptile Trainer, like we said. And by clicking on this link below, you're actually verifying that you are the owner of the domain. If you don't click on this link, it's possible that your site won't be working. So go ahead and click on that. And I'm brought to this new page where it says my email address has been verified. Perfect. Keep in mind that if you did not write down your site login information, not to worry because HostGator will help you out if you happen to lose it, but they'll also send you an email with your username and password to your account. Now let's go back to this page and I'm going to go ahead and click on login. So I'm going to open this in a new tab. And here we see our website up. Congrats, you now have your blog live. We are at petreptiletrainer.com. Now, for whatever reason your site isn't up and running, don't panic. This is very common since it may take up to 48 hours to connect the domain with the host. However, in most cases, it won't take that long and it will be up within minutes. So check back soon if your site doesn't look something like this. After some time, your site will eventually look like this, which is the default theme for WordPress, or in other words, the default WordPress design. We're going to be covering more on that in the next video and how you can get this design changed. Now let's talk about accessing your WordPress and HostGator dashboard. So like we mentioned, HostGator should have sent you an email with your username that you use to type in, along with your new password. I highly suggest keeping those passwords and usernames safe so you know where to access them later. Now, do you remember the username and password we wrote down earlier for WordPress? These are used to access your WordPress dashboard. So how do we get there? So you need to go to yourdomainname.com/wp-admin. So I'm gonna go ahead and type that in. So I just take this site, /wp-admin. Hit enter. You should be brought to a screen like this. So this is where you're going to log into your WordPress dashboard. So fortunately, I still have that information pulled up here. So I'm going to just type that in and then copy this over. So let's go ahead and do that. Jason Wirch. And then I'm going to paste my password. Hit remember me and then log in. All right, and now I just need to verify my email. So this email is correct. I'm going to click that. All right, congrats. We went ahead and accessed our WordPress dashboard. So now our site is up and running and we know how to get into WordPress. We're gonna be walking you through the basics of WordPress in the next videos. But if you want to access this page again, all you have to do is type in yourdomainname.com/wp-admin. We'll also have this in the notes below so you don't forget that. So although we are going to cover what all this means in the next video, we go ahead and suggest getting your feet wet and playing around a little bit in here to get used to all the features that WordPress has to offer. There is a little bit of a learning curve, but I promise that once you get used to it, it's really simple. All right, so just a quick reminder how to access your site. You can now access your website by going to yourdomainname.com. In our case, it's petreptiletrainer.com. So again, if your site isn't up immediately, don't panic. Sometimes it can take a little bit of extra time, but for most cases, it's going to be up within a couple of hours at the very most. You can access your WordPress dashboard by going to yourdomainname.com/wp-admin. HostGator is also going to send you your account information after installing WordPress. So you'll have your HostGator login and password and also your WordPress login and password. So go ahead and keep that information safe. Now finally onto the action steps now that we have our blog up and running. So in this video, we went ahead and signed up with HostGator using the link below to get a discount on your hosting package. We also installed WordPress with a one-click setup. So go ahead and try accessing your WordPress dashboard if you haven't already by going to yourdomainname.com/wp-admin and logging in. Store your account information in a safe place. And just so you aren't completely lost on this tutorial after you finished watching it, we've provided worksheets in the description below that you can access to help guide you through the site installation process. So thanks again for watching this video on launching your blog with hosting, domain, and WordPress in this 5-day money-making blog crash course. This is Jason Wirch from Frugal for Less, and I'll see you in the next videos.